Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. And we're underway. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens...
Mbappe! Looking for a runner. Aimed beyond the defence. Van Dijk makes the interception. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Dani Olmo. Now it's Olise. And he's picked out the run.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Ball is over the line. Foden gets over and intercepts. And that's really well manoeuvred. David Seaman, clearly one of the finest English goalkeepers of modern times.
Well, Peter, if you're part of the defence in front of him...
It's Kane! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Kane clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And here's Batistuta. Mbappe. Not a bad start to the game. A chance at either end already. A probing pass. Oh, delightful ball. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
He made it look a bit predictable.
And it's Alexander-Arnold. First quarter of an hour gone. Henderson gets across to intercept that. Nemecha. Kane. Plenty to aim at here. Decent chance! Goal! Portugal! One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
Portugal have penetrated for the first time.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Nemecha. Looking for options for movement. Nemecha showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. That could spell trouble. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Now it's Mbappe. And it's Messi. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Ambitious ball here. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. He can run onto that. Goes for a shot! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world. Portugal with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. And now a sudden chance to counter. Well timed, excellent interception. Plays a sharp little ball here. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Jordi Alba cuts out the pass. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Played into space. Olise. That's an imaginative pass. Laporte kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Could be danger here. Oh, well played. He needed to get that right. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Alexander-Arnold did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Alexander-Arnold couldn't quite force his way through this time, but boy, he had a go at it.
Yeah, the confidence we can admire, the decision-making we can't. He'll learn from it.
Kajolu. He's got away. Kajolu gets a cross in. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Nemecha looking understandably energised after his goal. Medina. Medina stood his ground strongly. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And he was quick to react. Vermin. Alexander-Arnold. No luck with that dink over the top. And for the first half, that is that. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Milan unable to get back onto level terms before half-time. They trail 1-0.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. And we are back underway.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
That's a little off target. That's a cute ball. Messi looking to receive it in space. Well, that has not gone well. Van Dijk. Some resolute defending there. Raya.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
He's just the keeper in his way. Medina did well to stay calm there. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Oh, that's a key interception. Milan still this single goal behind. Kane, there's the shot! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Milan have the chance to go the other way. Messi. This looks promising. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. In towards the back stick. Cleared away.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
It's in, and that looks to me very much like an own goal.
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Well, that's something you don't expect at a match like this, but I guess you'll have to take whatever way it comes, and very gratefully.
Whistle's gone, that's foul. That's a pretty loose pass. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Milan do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Messi Chance for a shot! In he goes again. Yes! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
A case now of complete control. Milan have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. It's a throw-in. Mateus. That's destined for the flank. He has found the way through. Diaz. So much time and space here. Jordi Alba has it in a wide... Oh, great leap! And that's a good finish. It could be a lifeline. 2 more needed. A great delivery and a finish to match.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
So could they be onto something here?
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. Mateus. And he's there to retrieve it. Rodri. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Oh, no question, that's a foul. Short changes him with that pass. Oh, easy pickings there. And it's Rodri. Jordi Alba.
Might want to be careful there.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Oh, strongly challenged there. Nemecha. Now it's Kane. Rijkaard. Nice looking ball. Great ball if he can get there. Raya gets it clear. Nicely weighted ball.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Rodri gathers from the goal kick. And that's that. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong, but the result. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're up and running. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Trent Alexander-Arnold is a key component, particularly in teams that play on the counter. Okay, you have the pace and the overlapping, but add to that his excellent work ethic, deliveries, and his willingness to get back and cover. All qualities I really like. And then there's a whole array of flair.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Now it's Ferran Torres. He was under real pressure there. Now it's Messi. And that is expertly dealt with. Kajolu. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Rice. Well timed, excellent interception. Now it's Diaz. He has found the way through. Oh, good take in a good area. And that is out and behind. It's a good block.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage and it's time for them to use it. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And it's Jordi Alba. And that's a good ball. Mbappe! Oh, it's a fair try, but just off target. And that has left him in a heap. Now it's Ferran Torres. Now it's Ferran Torres. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Now it's Ferran Torres. Rui Costa. Rui Costa going forward. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And here's Messi. And it's Rui Costa. He shifted it to the flank. Now he's got space here. Koundé calmly anticipates. Rui Costa. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Rice. And here's Ferran Torres. And here's Messi.
Pretty robust defending.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Milan couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Koundé. Camavinga. Neither of these two want to come off second best. He's got plenty of space out wide here. It's a goal kick. Van Dijk gathers from the goal kick. Alexander-Arnold. Rui Costa. And that pass just didn't quite work. That's a lovely, neat pass. Well, they're certainly pressing with purpose here. Pass somewhat off target. And here's Mbappe. Now it's Rodri. Chance for a shot! That was superb! Superb goalkeeping.
Rodri actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Corner number 2 then. Getting up there! Goal! Milan! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
The first breakthrough.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
And here's Zielinski. And smartly reclaimed. Zielinski! Zielinski! Milan leading then, courtesy of the goal scored late in the first half here. 1-0 the score. He's in a great position here. And a shot! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And this could be the final action of the first half. They've played it short. Oh, important interception. That's it, 45 minutes up. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Milan come in leading by just the odd goal.
On the evidence of what we've seen, they're worth their lead. There was genuine intensity and purpose behind what they brought to the game. I think they'll want a strong start just after the break, though, to force the issue that bit more.
Milan leading via the game's only goal, 1-0 at the break. And so the action is resumed. There's the shot! And for a moment, time stood still. Well, the first goal came from this. Oh, great leap!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Van Dijk. And it's Kadiolu. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Serginho. Rui Costa plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Messi has the space to scheme. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Messi. Diaz. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. To Jordi Alba. Good read, needed to be. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Just about up to the hour now. Brilliantly cut out.
Madrid really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's approaching that time where you have to decide whether you stick or twist, Peter. I'm inclined to think the latter, but the boss probably has quite a few things which he has to factor in yet, so let's see.
Van Dijk. Alexander-Arnold. Messi. Rice. And it's Camavinga. Ferran Torres. Nicely spread. And he's picked it up out wide. Zielinski. Zielinski showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Oh, that was vital.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision making. Okay, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Good ball, good take. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Now it's Mbappe. Rui Costa. No way through there. Half an hour gone in the second half. And it's Rodri. Diaz. Space for him to turn and look. Oh, good effort. Oh, and that should have been two.
Well, for me, he seems to be playing with a lot more zest now. He does look the most likely to grab that second goal cushion.
Rice. Pressing high and with purpose. Now Van Dijk. Alexander-Arnold. Engages and forces him off the ball. Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo going face-to-face with his great rival.
Milan surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Aimed beyond the defence. This might spell danger. Alexander-Arnold looking to hit the byline here. There will be a throw-in. Rui Costa. Zielinski. Oh, that is a good ball. Takes a shot! Now, and the shot!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Milan, moments now away from seeing this one out. Jordi Alba deals with that comfortably. And he's there to belt it away. There'll be a minute of stoppage time. Couldn't squeeze it through. Could have here their final chance. All hands on deck for this one. And it's been taken short. And it's Alexander-Arnold. And that's that. Milan have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. A terrific win, however you look at it. Rodri. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special.
Lothar Matthäus is going to have a huge influence here, Peter.
Well, it's hard to argue with that. In any game at any time, he is as influential as they come.
Yeah, and he'll be right in the thick of it in the middle of the park, combining the roles of number 10, central midfielder, defensive midfielder. Sometimes he's even sweeper, so watch out for those late attacking runs from deep, and don't be surprised if he gets himself on the score sheet too.
So it's away we go then. That's a shade optimistic. Rodri gets a foot in and wins the ball. Diaz! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Antonio. For Lucas Moura. Opts for safety. Out of play for a throw. Antonio. And here's Lucas Moura. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Looking for options for movement. Now it's Diaz. Oh, that's nice. That's a lovely, neat pass. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Neymar. That has been slung wide. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. And here's Inzaghi. It's Inzaghi! No, he's missed it.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
Well, there's the clearance. And here's Inzaghi. Now it's Messi. Messi! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Plays a sharp little ball here. Neither side yet able to find the net. He's in plenty of space here. Oh, that's fabulous. Lovely bit of skill. And it's to... And a shot! De Bruyne. Spread out to the left. Diaz will not want to lose out here, not against this. And De Bruyne! And needless to say, that deserved better.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement. Sao Paulo really do like to play with a distinctive style, one that's pacey and expansive.
And they have the players, those players that love a gallop or two out wide.
Yeah, they're the key supply routes, Peter, carrying the ball and then delivering it across that box.
Diaz is the type of player who always likes having a bit of space in front of him. Knocks it out wide. Lucas Moura. Matthäus did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Messi finding himself in space. Cross goes in there. It's in, and that looks to me very much like an own goal.
That can happen to anyone. It's truly, truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
So a lead courtesy of an own goal.
Well, Peter, it's a welcome lead, whatever way it came.
And here's Lucas Moura. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Diaz! And that's a sharp finish. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
And it's Messi. He's shifting through the gears here. Delivered from distance. And a header! And the keeper couldn't hold it. Yes! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. De Bruyne duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Milan find a position of real strength now.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. And here's Diaz. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Cross to the back post. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Lucas Moura. Milan have hit a quick-fire double here. Antonio. Cedric Suarez. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Now it's Lucas Moura. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Pinches it off him. Neymar. Diaz. Good ball, good take. Crossing. Oh, good effort. No, he didn't quite meet it right.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. But I don't think many people saw this coming ahead of kick-off.
Milan absolutely dominated that half, Peter, and now it's all about game management. There's no need to overstretch themselves. Just stay calm and see this one out.
Milan are relentlessly steamrollering their way to victory then. 3 goals scored without reply. So, into the second half. No, he refuses to take the bait. And it's Messi. And this is Inzaghi. Sao Paulo can breathe again. Just.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Now it's Lucas Moura. Neymar. That's a good ball out wide.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Lucas Moura. Rafael Toloi. Messi. De Bruyne plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Oh, that's a key interception. Lucas Moura. Now it's Inzaghi. This game already looks like a fait accompli. Ah, such a clever touch. And this is De Bruyne, and he's in on goal. And it's Rodri. De Bruyne looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Rodri gets across and deals with it. Suarez. Marcos Antonio. No, he's had it taken off him. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. He has found the way through. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, it's an interesting move, this, Peter. It just gives opposition defences a very different challenge.
Cedric Suarez. Pressing high and with purpose. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And this is Neymar. Clipped into space. And he shoots! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss.
Milan really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Sao Paulo making further changes here and in quick succession.
Yeah, I think he's been told to play that role of the tactical pivot, spraying the ball about sometimes, driving it forward from the middle of the park.
Antonio. Spread it left. Space for him to turn and look. He's on it. Can he get away? Into the last quarter of an hour. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Oh, nicely intercepted. Great vision. And it's made its way to him. Looking for the run. Oh, he's found support out wide. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Rodri. And no, that was never going to make it. Milan are almost home and dry now. Now it's Diaz. And it's Neymar. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Can he finish? And a neat finish. This day becomes absolutely perfect. Utterly ideal. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Suarez. Passes coming off in quick succession here.
Look, this is so frustrating. Passing without any end product is just passing time. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Out for a throw. Milan have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution. Diaz taking his leave here, having got himself on the score sheet.
It's good to see that, Peter. He put in a very good day's work and you can't do a lot more. It's a well-deserved rest.
Keeper has taken decisive action. And this is Messi. And that's that. Well, that was a tale of two very different teams. One driven, ruthless, prolific. The other quite the opposite in all of those areas. The result, a very accurate reflection of what we saw. Filippo Inzaghi taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So straight into the action. Mbappe picks it up out wide. And he thumps it clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Just no time to dwell on the ball there. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
I've always been impressed with this boy, Pau Cubarsí. It never ceases to amaze me, Peter, how the Catalans always manage to unearth all of these gems, especially in an age where the demand is quite high on defenders. He's really the perfect package.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. Cucurella. Nothing much to report on so far. Each side waiting to make their first move. Cucurella. Oh, good read. Zaire Emery. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Zaire Emery has the space to scheme. And a shot! Goal! Milan! Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Upamecano. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Good defending there. They've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Llorente receives it in a wide position. Jordi Alba. Camavinga. And Upamecano. That's a sharp pass. And he's only too happy to take that back. Now it's Yamal. Fabian Ruiz. And it's Ruiz. He won't be happy with that one. Jordi Alba is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Camavinga. Spread it left. Hazard. Jordi Alba gets into a good position. Very nicely done. Now it's Hazard. Pings in across. Oh, good climb! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Rodri. Cubarsí. Fabian Ruiz. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Pedri. Looking for the run. Ferran Torres. Jordi Alba. De Bruyne. And here's Hazard. Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Rodri. Played out to the left flank. Now it's Oyarzabal. Now it's Ferran Torres. Aimed beyond the defence. It's a promising position. Oyarzabal! Oh, good finish. They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that. But you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Fabian Ruiz. And it's Rodri. It's Pedri. He shifted it to the flank. And it's Cucurella. Knocks it into space. He's picked his way through. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Hazard. Crosses it into the area. Pau Kubasi tries to clear. Cucurella. Gavi. Cucurella. Rodri. That's destined for the flank. Fabian Ruiz. And it's Gavi. De Bruyne. And for the first half, that is that. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go and they head into the break all square. So it's one each. How are you seeing it, Jim?
Well, it's been a decent game so far, Peter, although I think in the next 45 minutes we could do with the ball being moved around quicker with a view to trying to entice their opponents out of position. I don't think there'll be a mad rush to do that just yet.
Milan are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. Second period then underway.
Milan have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
Romero cuts out the pass. Jordi Alba.
This is the time you need that pace.
Looking for options for movement. Camavinga with the cross. And that has been knocked clear. Fabian Ruiz. Mbappe wins the duel this time. Great chance! What a wonderful goal!
Well, whenever he reminds us of his wondrous skill set, it's usually something very memorable or even unforgettable. We'll certainly remember that one.
A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
Milan leading now. Pedri. Cucurella. They've got a throw in. There's the delivery. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. And it's Ruiz. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Oh, good spread. Now it's Oyarzabal. That has been slung wide. Yamal. Well, that has not gone well. Can he get it through? And that's a nicely shaped ball. Pass. And the shot!
That dugout has had some relief at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
Gavi. And here's Oyarzabal. Yamal looking to add to his goal. And the counter is on. Yamal gets on his bike and on the move. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Cucurella. And it's Gavi. And here's Mbappe. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
He's in a good position here. He's having a shot! It's hit the upright. And now they can clear their lines. Spain can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Well, he's going to inject a nice bit of pace into that front line, Peter, so I can see him making those runs in behind.
Ah, such a clever touch. Swings in across. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Pedri. And it's Cucurella. To Laporte. Gavi. Goes looking wide. Cucurella finding himself in space. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Goes down, but nothing given.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging.
It's Asa!
Milan clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
And it's Gavi. That's a pretty loose pass. That's a little off target. And here's Yamal. Out towards the flank. Llorente was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And he's found a way past. Yamal is sporting a guilty look after that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Oh, he's found support out wide. He is through here. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Camavinga. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Very much into the last knockings. Now it's Yamal, and it's Pedri. Now it's Yamal. Engages and forces him off the ball. Not the most accurate pass. Rodri. Well, they've got it back in a hurry.
Milan really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here. Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Tries to play it through, and he's picked it up out wide. He's found a way through. It's not an especially good pass, that. And that's that. Milan can finally smile now. They have held on in a difficult watch for both.